Good day here from a really nice summer's day here in New Zealand. It is the 1st of February and high summer. So what we see in front of us here today is a camellia that was collected just over a year ago, and it is, as you can see, quite a big stump, probably about 50 to 60 centimeters across the bottom, and then with multiple trunks going all over the place. Some of those trunks we will remove over time, but really what we are going to do today is just start with some branch selection. It has got prolific growth all over the place and right around. So at this stage we've also not made decisions around what is the front and what is the back, but it is highly likely that it could be this side here, just because most of those really big cuts are slanted towards the back, which means that we don't have to do as much carving as what one would expect. The other interesting thing here is that this other side, this side here, which I first thought would be the front, has actually got a lot less growth on it, and this is the side that faced the sun. The other side was facing a wall, so a little bit more shade, probably a little bit more out of the elements, but one can see the growth starting to come through, and we'll get a few close-ups a little bit later on, but we do still have growth all over the place, new growth coming from everywhere really. But as I said, the main focus today is just main branch selection. We have got two more stumps of this on the same day. We all lifted on the same day, but then also a rhododendron which we will work on probably in a separate video. Right, so let's get going. The idea is that the first shoots we're going to take off are all those shoots growing towards the inside of the tree, where there's not really any space for them. Right, then the other thing that we need to look at is where we've got two branches coming out from one point, like this one for instance over here, and we'll just take one of those off. There. You'll see quite a few of these little lace wing insects flying all over the place. Bit of a issue we've got with them at the moment. Right, that one's already growing a little bit more horizontally, so we'll take the one growing upright off from that specific point. Obviously all these wings will be cared for as we carry on. Right, these ones that are so low down here we're going to take off. We don't need any more fattening or widening of the trunk here, so there's no reason why we would want any of these very low branches. I'll take care of this a little bit later. Right, there's two in there, and they're also growing to the inside. No use there. Quite dark on the inside, so the other thing that we're also going to try and do here is get more light internally into the tree. And that might just help us with fewer places where these insects can crawl into and hide. It's also quite brittle at this stage, which makes it quite difficult, but at some stage we're going to have to get some wire on because everything is growing upwards at the moment. I think that one needs to go as well. There's a double one there, one growing more horizontally, so we're just taking the one off that's going more vertically. Oh, it's actually 3 growing from one spot there. That's got to go because we're not going to be able to pull that out to the side. Internal one off. There's quite a few coming from more or less the same area here, and they're not all necessary. We'll have a look at that later. This one can come off. Again, at this stage, just looking at those branches where we've got either internally or more than one growing from the same spot. But as I said, this might be the front because of those very large cuts that's facing backwards. There's another 2 here, but they're probably also too low down. That's not going to do anything for this tree there. Right, again another place where we've got 3 from the same spot, but they also go to the inside, so I'm just going to take those off. It's a very high likelihood that there will be more sprouting coming from these areas where we're cutting now. Right, that one's straight up to the inside and to the middle. 2 more over there that's not doing anything. This might be too low down. I'm just going to leave that there for now. Man, we really have a lot of these lacewing. Right, so these dead branches will come off, which means that we can do something with that. I'm just going to take the side one off. Again, 3 growing from the same spot. I'll come back to that because there's one there that might be a little bit more suitable than that first one. I can also see these little insects here, which we refer to as just fluffy bums. They're obviously related to these lacewing insects we see around here. Nice place for them to hide. There's some branches that's they're really getting to darkening this up quite a bit. Yep, no more place to hide for these insects. Harm to these trees, but they do create all sorts of problems for some of our fruit trees and vegetable crop. Just going to target some of the growth that's too upright, all growing across other branches at this stage. inside. Using knob cutters on those to clean that off. This new growth coming through here, and there's definitely a swelling over there. Might just leave this for now, because I did think about taking this much lower down just to get different heights there. And the same with this, we've got that one growth there, but again, just going to leave it for now because you just never know what's going to come out. And the same with this branch here. Not much hope for this one. I don't see a lot of swelling, although there could be something coming from there. But the others definitely have good growth on them with more points. There's another one there. Okay, right, we've got two here. We just want the one. One going to the inside. Get that off. Right, this is still very congested here. That's not doing anything for the tree, and it's going to grow straight into that trunk there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's a lot of branches. I'm going to need something for the side here, so I might just leave those and then take this large one off and then see what happens with that. Nah, it's too much. That's okay for now. So two basically growing from the same spot. Let's take the one that's furthest in there off. Those are still very young, we'll leave them for now. So another one growing to the inside. Into growth. And two. Take the inside one off. Right, just taking some of the length off and try and stimulate more side growth more towards the outside. There's a nice bud over there. Outwards, just cutting back to outwards facing buds now. Still haven't looked at that bit there, but we'll get there. Very, very healthy. I'll take some of these larger leaves off as well for now. These side shoots, we're not going to take off anything from there. Might wire that a little bit out and then leave so that they can thicken up just to get the proportions right. Obviously a lot of dead wood carving that needs to be done, and just tidying up wounds like that. There's more dead stuff in there. Small enough we can take it off now. Very large leaf. Another one here. Alright, a lot of the 6 are gone now. Okay, so what are we going to do with this? So this was connected to another plant, actually the same plant but connected, or it's just roots that grew into each other. Obviously these ones that are very low down we can take off, because that we will carve away. What to do with this bit here? Okay, just open it up a bit again, and growing to the inside, and growing to the inside. Again, as said, not sure what to do with this, but once it's gone, it's gone. So at this stage, just going to probably leave that there and see if we can get something nice coming out of it. Can't really talk about a mother and daughter here because this is a huge family. Yeah, as said, probably quite a long game on this tree. So same principle, all the growth to the inside, we take that off. And when we've got 2 branches growing from the same spot, we take that off as well. Going to leave that one for now. Let's take this massive leaf off. Okay, right, that's probably enough for now. So we'll just keep on feeding this, watering it. Oh, here's another one with 2. And then at some stage, probably quite soon, we'll have to get into the carving before it becomes too difficult with the foliage and the side branches. Right, next video will probably be around getting some wire on here, just for some of these branches to go to the side. We'll force them down a little bit. Might just actually just use guy wires. It's very brittle here where it attaches to the trunk, so it's got to be very careful so that it doesn't break off. Might just use one here as an example. So these are all almost on the same level, and there's another one there. So let's take this one for instance. Let's see how far we can take it down. And then it is actually quite tough. This one is actually quite tough, but see, when it comes off quickly. Right, so as said, we'll do some progress videos on these, but in the long run, it's probably 5 to 7 years until it resembles anything even remotely close to a bonsai. Right, this one came from the same place, much smaller than the one that I showed earlier, and more of a single trunk. Still have not made a decision around what is front and what is back. Really like this. It is strong, it just looks like a solid tree, but on this side there's actually a lot more interest with the way that the roots have grown over time. So it might even be this side. Again, quite big cuts were made. So I picked this up just before people went to take this to the green waste dump. So I wasn't really there when they cut them down. Quite a few big chainsaw marks on these, but let's see what happens. So the same principle here applies. It's mainly just around at this stage, taking those branches off that's growing to the inside. We want to clean the internal part of the tree up, allow more light in, and then focus all of the energy in the branches that we've chosen. Right, so let's get stuck in there. Twin trunk, which will make for interesting styling as well, probably 2 levels. But that will come much later. At this stage it's just branch selection and making sure it stays healthy, and they are healthy. You can see that in the glossiness of the leaves. Right, so over here we've got 2 growing from the same spot, and we're just going to take one of those off. Right, same over here. Probably remove that one and that one. This is my heavy duty self-made turntable. These trees are extremely heavy. The earlier one that I had on, it must hit the skulls probably around 40-45 kilograms of it would be my guess. This one's much lighter. I could feel that on my back as I picked it up. Right, so there's the outfit facing bud. We want these to grow out. These 2 branches are very close to each other. I'll take the inside growth off, and then if that is the front, then maybe that is the one that comes off. There's some more growth to the inside. 3 growth. Oh, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 growing from one spot. Right, we can do something with that. That one will take off. Right, well, that's interesting. Probably going to have to carve this away so that one doesn't do anything there. And these 2 as well. Right, Oh, there's a big family of 3. Off they go. Right, so now we'll just take it to outwards facing buds. Sort of leave a bit of over there just in case we get some dieback. So this side will go a little bit lower, and I'm going to leave for now. It's too low. Right, we need a bit more height on this side, so I'll just not everywhere, but go there. Right. Go for the outward facing buds. Right, and that is that for now. Same as with all the other trees, it will go back and rest. Hopefully not for just over a year since they've been collected, and I guess there'll be a lot of growth coming out now up to autumn, which as I said, it's 1st of February here now in New Zealand, so probably still another few good months. I'm in a town called Tauranga, and it is quite warm, quite humid in summer in this town, so we get really good growth of trees. Right, quite a few more swellings here on the trunk, so it just shows you how healthy they are, and quite excited about this one because we managed to get right from the beginning, get the root ball into a very small container like this. So this is 40 centimeters by 30 centimeters, and it is probably, what is that, about 12 to 15 centimeters high. So high hopes for this tree, and we'll get the updates to you soon. Thank you.